Episode 4. What was abolished at the cross? Title: Ceremonial laws were shadows, not the Sabbath. Offer: $19 million for one verse proving the fourth commandment was nailed to the cross, blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, nailing it to his cross. Colossians 2:14. A beloved verse, a misunderstood verse, a verse twisted to strike down the very commandment God wrote in stone. But today, that twisting ends. What was nailed to the cross? Paul speaks of handwritten ordinances, a reference not to the 10 Commandments, but to the book of Moses, written by his own hand, placed beside the ark, not inside. And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne, he shall write him a copy of this law in a book. Deuteronomy 17:18. Now compare that to God's 10 Commandments. And he gave unto Moses 2 tables of testimony, written with the finger of God. Exodus 31:18. One law was written by man, the other by God. One was temporary, the other eternal. So what was nailed to the cross? Animal sacrifices. Feast days, sin offerings, not the Sabbath of the fourth commandment. Colossians 2:16, the most abused verse in modern Christianity. Let no man therefore judge you in meat, or in drink, or in respect of a holy day, or of the new moon, or of the Sabbath days. Immediately Sunday preachers shout, "See, the Sabbath is gone." But let's slow down. These Sabbaths are shadows, temporary feasts, linked to Israel's ceremonial system. The weekly Sabbath is never a shadow. It was blessed in Eden, commanded at Sinai, honored by Jesus, and will be kept in eternity. From one Sabbath to another shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord. Isaiah 66:23. Exposing the shadow lie. God said in Ezekiel 20:20, "Hallow my Sabbaths, and they shall be a sign between me and you." Ask yourself, why would God call the Sabbath my sign and my holy day if it was just a shadow? Did God waste his breath? Did he lie? Dangerous error, replacing the eternal with the temporary. Those who teach the Sabbath was nailed to the cross are guilty of replacing God's voice with human tradition. The Sabbath was made for man. Mark 2:27. If it was made for man, when did God unmake it? Sunday worship was never declared holy, not by Jesus, not by Paul, not by any apostle. So again we ask, where is the verse that says the weekly Sabbath was nailed to the cross? $19 million for a single verse. The warning of Hebrews chapter 10. He that despised Moses' law died without mercy. Of how much sorer punishment shall he be thought worthy, who hath trodden under foot the Son of God? Hebrews 10:28-29. Trampling the Sabbath underfoot is trampling Christ, who is the Lord of the Sabbath. Let that strike your conscience. What was really fulfilled in Christ? He was our Passover lamb, unleavened bread, first fruits, atonement, sacrifice. Those were shadows fulfilled in him, but the Sabbath is a creation command, not a ceremony. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and rested the 7th day. Exodus 20:11. God never rested on a shadow. He rested on the Sabbath. Final challenge. One verse. That's all we ask. Show where the fourth commandment was nailed to the cross. $19 million awaits. If you cannot, then stop preaching lies. Stop replacing God's holy day with man's convenience. The law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. Psalm 19:7. The Sabbath stands, and so does the judgment for ignoring it.